With the defeat of the Italians at the Battle of Adwa, Kato's name became synonymous with hope and pride throughout Ethiopia, a symbol of resilience against foreign domination. But the victory, as monumental as it was, marked only the beginning of his true challenge, building a stronger, more united Ethiopia that could withstand the trials of time and remain sovereign for generations to come. Kato understood that peace, once achieved, was fragile and needed to be carefully nurtured. His leadership, which had proven indispensable in war, was now just as vital in guiding his people through the delicate era of rebuilding and growth.
Now that we have peace, we must focus on building a better future for our people. The villages in the south need schools, and trade routes in the north require improvement. Yes, education, health, and trade. These are the foundations of Ethiopia's future. We will build schools for every child, roads to connect every village, and hospitals that can care for all. This is how we ensure that our people thrive long after we are gone.
He stands, walking to the window that overlooks the bustling capital below. He watches the people moving through the streets and imagines the Ethiopia of the future, an Ethiopia strong, prosperous, and united. In a lively marketplace at the heart of the capital, vendors call out to customers while the smell of fresh bread and spices fills the air. The marketplace is alive with the sound of children playing and villagers chatting. Children chase one another, reenacting the Battle of Adwa, their sticks raised like swords as they shout and laugh, pretending to be Kato. The marketplace, once a place where whispers of fear and rumors of invasion had spread like wildfire, now hummed with a new energy, an energy of optimism, renewal, and hope. The air, once thick with tension and uncertainty, now carried the sound of laughter, the vibrant chatter of merchants and villagers, and the playful shrieks of children. The once solemn and anxious faces of the people were now replaced with smiles, their eyes bright with the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Kato's name was spoken with deep reverence, not merely as the king who had driven out invaders and safeguarded their land, but as the visionary leader who saw beyond the battlefield and into the hearts and needs of his people. His victory over the Italians had earned him respect, but it was his dedication to building a new Ethiopia that made him beloved. He was not just remembered for his sword, but for his wisdom, for understanding that true strength came from unity, education, and a thriving community. In every corner of the marketplace, his influence could be felt, whether in the bustling trade that now flourished or in the hopeful discussions about the future. Kato was no longer just a warrior king. He had become the people's king, a leader who embodied the hopes and dreams of all of Ethiopia. In a village far from the capital, Kato visits a newly built school, its walls freshly painted and its classrooms filled with eager children. The village elders stand with Kato, watching the children at play and listening to the hum of lessons being taught. Kato looks at the school with pride, knowing that this was the future he fought for, a future where every Ethiopian child would have the chance to learn and grow.
This school is a blessing. We never thought we'd live to see a time like this.
It is only the beginning. We must make sure that every child in every village has the chance to learn. Only then will Ethiopia truly be strong.
You have united us, Kato, not just with victory, but with your vision for our future. The people will follow you wherever you lead. Years have passed, and Kato, now older but still sharp and resolute, walks through the halls of his palace. The walls are adorned with paintings and carvings, telling the story of Ethiopia's journey under his reign. As he passes each image, he pauses, reflecting on the battles fought and the peace that followed. His thoughts drift to the future, knowing that the foundation he has built will need to be carried forward by the generations that come after him. Kato enters a room filled with young leaders, men and women who have risen through the ranks of Ethiopia's new schools and academies. They stand ready to take the torch from Kato, their eyes filled with the same fire that had once driven him.
Ethiopia's strength lies not just in the battles we have won, but in the peace we have built. The future of our nation is in your hands now. Lead with wisdom, and always remember, our unity is our greatest strength.
Kato's legacy endured far beyond his reign, etched into the very fabric of Ethiopia's identity. He was remembered not just as the king who had driven out invaders, but as a visionary who looked beyond victory on the battlefield to build a lasting foundation for his nation. Under his guidance, Ethiopia became a land of opportunity, where education, health, and trade flourished. Schools were built in villages that had once known only the hardships of war. Hospitals, once scarce, began to dot the landscape, offering care and hope to those in need. Roads connected once isolated communities, opening pathways for trade, culture, and unity. Kato's vision was not limited to securing Ethiopia's borders. He sought to secure the minds and hearts of his people. His reign became a symbol of resilience, a story that parents would tell their children, generation after generation, as proof that no force, foreign or internal, could break the spirit of a united people. His achievements inspired future leaders who saw in Kato's life a roadmap for greatness built not on power alone, but on compassion and foresight. Ethiopia, once threatened by conquest, now stood as a beacon of African pride, an unyielding testament to Kato's enduring legacy. His name became synonymous with the strength and resilience of a nation that would never be conquered, only strengthened.